gain, and they are not a part of that. It's not that the state just say, I take over all the social activities. It is of everybody's responsibility to contribute to this system by the individual achievement spirit and by the solidarity. Solidarity in that case means that the richer persons pay higher taxes, not like in your marvelous country that everybody pays 10% if he pays. Some probably not even pay the 10%. We have 42%. So you see there's quite a lot of adjustments still. The people with a higher income, for example, pay more to the pension systems in order to admit a possibility that the people who have lower salaries can have a decent pension afterwards as well. We have a higher contribution of those who have a higher salary for the health system than the others. So this is a part of solidarity which you have to establish politically. Now, you can discuss obviously whether 10% of highest incomes rate is okay. Or you can say 70% would be fine. 70% would be that you have a lot of money for the government to spend it in social justice, in education, and whatsoever. But it could happen as well that people by 70% of highest income rate goes out of the country because they find that it's not worth to pay so much. So this is a political decision, and we will see that the social market economy is really a system which needs a lot of political decisions based on economic reasoning, but not only that, you have to see what is good for the society. And what is good for the society is normally defined by the politicians. And if they are wrong, then they are not re-elected. So it's very easy to say in the democracy the government is wrong or is right, at least for a certain time. They might be wrong, they might be right, but then by elections they know it. Now this system is based on private property. Private property normally established in the Constitution as a high value, but private property has to be used concerning the interests of society. So you just can't build, for example, a factory in a residential area. It would be too dangerous or for the environment too bad. You can't use, for example, a truck on small roads. You can't use your private property to do something which is poisoning. So you have to consider the limits of the interest of the society. Perhaps the most important point in this is, and this is obviously often a point of attack, is that the social market economy is an ideology. It is not. It's an open and flexible model. It's not that I believe in social market economy. It is that I have to design the social market economy according to the circumstances of the country and according to the circumstances of the time. So the social market economy today in Germany is quite different from the social market economy in 1949. Because we had to answer to different challenges, and this flexible system was as well the secret why it could be imitated in so many other countries with the same success. And success, well, we need some factors which have to be fulfilled in order to get this system to be successful. The first one is you need a reliable framework. If you don't know what the situation will be tomorrow, you won't invest. Or if you invest, you get the highest profit at the shortest time and take the money out. That's what's happening very often in the Latin American countries, where the governments are changing very quickly, and some governments are privatizing, and some governments are nationalizing their enterprises. So if I'm an entrepreneur and don't know what happens tomorrow, I might invest, but but I take out the maximum of profit in the shortest time and then run away with my capital and put it in the Swiss account or wherever, where I think it should. So you need a reliable framework which is normally linked to a state of law. You need a a public administration which is free of corruption. Corruption is a very important point in many countries, and even in our country we sometimes have corruption in a smaller degree, and it is detected very quickly, and the punishment is very strong. So the people are thinking twice whether they get corrupt or not. But corruption is a system of two parts, one who gives and one who receives. So if there is nobody who gives, nobody can receive. And if the people are honest enough to say, I won't receive, then obviously it is no chance for those who would like to give. So the problem of corruption is really in the public administration a great problem in many countries. And funnily enough, the papers are writing about it, but the persons are not punished for it. So this is a point which one obviously has to discuss how it could work. Another point is that you need a strong state which intervenes if necessary. We have this situation now in the crisis, where the activity of the state is much bigger than in times of boom. In times of boom, the state can say, okay, do your things, and we just have a look at the banks, at the financial sector, at the health sector. But in times of crisis, the state has to intervene and has to take more activities. But it always should remember that as much state as necessary, and not as much state as possible. So this is a question, again, of political art to find a way that the state does not dominate the economy, but plays a part in the economy as well. Now, the system of the social market economy is so complicated that you need a lot of information. And therefore, to have independent media is one of the important points that the system can success. Because the media normally are putting their finger on the points which are bad. Bad news are good news for the journalists. They don't say, oh, what a wonderful street. They say, look at the holes in the street. Something is going wrong here. So the critics of the media is a very important point to improve permanently the system. And it's not only the media. You need institutions as well, which give you more information. For the entrepreneurs, for example, the chambers of commerce. Chambers of commerce are centers of information for the entrepreneurs. You need institutions of protection of the workers, because the workers can't see from outside whether a product is poisoned. You might have heard that we had some problems with Chinese toys all over the world, which were produced with some materials in the plastic which were poisoned. Well, if you don't have an institution of protection of the consumers, then it's very difficult to judge which product is better, which product is better for you, and which product has a certain problem. We have centers of information of the consumers, and you can go there and can ask, what do you think about this project and this product? And for example, you want to buy a washing machine, so they ask you, how much money do you have? Do you want to spend on that? And what are the different technical details you want? I mean, how quickly it should turn around and things like that. And they have a review which is called test. And in this review test, they test regularly certain products and give